This is the assistant to the commissioner, Cole Kilgore, checking in, doing my week 1 wrap up, and then following quickly with week 2 prediction video. Ooh, about fell. Look. It's a cat and a cat. How sweet is that? Real cat, fake cat, real cat. Alright. Well, now that's over with. Let's get into the games. First one we're going to talk about here is, let's do Hot Dane's Gravy Train versus Abdullah Oblongata. That is Kyle Flingy versus Nick Masada. I believe I predicted Nick Masada to pull out the big W this week, and I am correct. 1-0 on my predictions this year. Masada won this game 95.6 to 94.8. Big points for Masada came from Matt Bryant with 17 fucking points. 17 points from a kicker. Remember, Matt Bryant was drafted first round last year, so I mean, obviously he's a good kicker. And then Jason Witten was also up there with some points. Actually, it went Jason Witten, Matt Bryant, but still 18-17. That's a lot of fucking points. Kyle, your biggest points were your defense and your kicker, both with 18. It just wasn't enough. This was the closest game this week, but Kyle was just not enough. It wasn't enough, bud. You're 0-1, starting out like last year, 0-1. Masada, 1-0. What's new? You're a winner. Yeah. So that's that game. Next game is Pleb Commander versus Bill Cosby Sleepers. That's Graham Geis versus Mike Schneider. I predicted Graham to get his first win. I was incorrect. So I go to 1-1 on predictions. Mike won this one by 76.8 to 66.8. Won it by a smooth 10 points. Mike's big score wasn't the Patriots defense, because they got 0. It was actually Matt Forte with 22.6 points. Big day for Matt at 40. Kind of needed it for Mike's team. Mike's team is kind of lackluster this week. Yeah, Graham, your biggest score was Russell Wilson with 15.1, but you got Vinatieri with -1, Texans D with 2. It just wasn't enough for me. And then Adrian Peterson, who knew that he wouldn't be good coming in a year off of football? Nobody would have suspected that. Oh wait, everybody would, Graham. That's why you shouldn't have drafted him. Off my soapbox. You ruined my fucking perfect streak, Graham. So Mike, congrats on your first win this year. You start off this season like you did last with a big victory. Graham, like Kyle, you're starting off with a loss. If you guys are paying attention, that's 2 rookies with a loss. I'm considering you guys rookies because you're owning your own team for the first time this year. So you guys are over. Mike, again, congrats on the win, I guess. All right, moving on to who's up? Steiner has the runs versus Austin's team. Yes, I will not fucking say your team name, Austin, until you fucking give me a good one. Go back to Moose or Elk Things, whatever the fuck it was. I predicted that Austin. Did I predict you to get the win? I think I did. I'm gonna say I did. So I'm 2-1 on predictions. Austin won this one, 103.2 to 83.9. Yeah, you were sweating it a little bit on Thursday when big old Gronk for Mick got 27.4 points, which was also his leading score. But then you got Carlos Hyde that got 30.2 on Monday. So, yeah, I think you were okay this week. Steiner, welcome to the league, bud. No, you're not getting away from Iggy Azalea. She's going to be playing in your heart forever and ever. And I will play that a little bit right now.
Time to relax. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. Let them feel it. And I'm still in the murder business.
With Iggy Azalea. Mick, you're continuing the streak of the rookies with losses. You're 0-1. Deshaun Jackson, 0 points. Cardinals D, 1 point. You can kind of figure out your team here, buddy. It'll be a long season if you don't. Congrats, Austin. Moving on to Fogel's All-Stars versus Slav Foot Dogs Cobb. That's TJ Gibbons versus Logan Footy. I predicted TJ would win, and yes, he did win. So that brings my predictions to 3-1 this week. TJ won 86.8 to 81.3. A little closer than I thought it was going to be. TJ's big score was Aaron Rodgers at 23.1. And Footy's biggest scorer happened to be Keenan Allen with 16.6. Had also Dolphins D that got 14. But you got Nelson Aguilar starting for him. We've got 5 yards. You got fucking Justin Forsett, who got 5.6, and then you got big old Peyton Manning with a big 4.9. Yeah, Footy, I told you it was going to be a rough season for you unless you made some trades. You still haven't made enough trades to be getting there. So rookies are now 0 and 4? There's 4 of you rookies, and you're all over. Us veterans are taking you out. You guys got to figure it out. So congrats, Gib. Starting 1-0 on this season. That's a good start for you. Let's see if you can keep it going. Footy, you got to figure your shit out. Next up is Vixen's Revenge versus Arts and Crafts Romo. That's Cole Moreland versus myself. I predicted myself to win, obviously, which would bring my predictions to, 4-1. I did win this one, 131.7 to 108.8. My biggest player was Tom Brady with 27.6. On Monday night, he just played like a boss. And Cole's biggest one was Tyler Eifert with 22.4 and Panthers D with 22. So it was a close matchup, Cole. It could have been a close matchup, but you just happened to play me this week. You would have beat most everybody in this league if you played them this week, which is scary because you still don't have your top running back and you're competing. So watch out for Cole because he's coming. So I go to 1-0, you go to 0-1, just like last year. We played each other first week, and I beat you. What can I say? I start off seasons pretty well. So congrats to me. I'm the best around. No one can bring me down. All that shit. Finally, we got Moose Stuff versus Forsett down your throat. That's Jordan Herstein versus Alex Payne. I did predict Jordan to win this one, so I would bring my predictions to 5-1 this week. Jordan won 103.9 to 84.5. Jordan's biggest score was DeAndre Hopkins, who started off really slow and then got some garbage time in there, 23.8 points. And Julio for Payne was 26.1. Payne, I just didn't like your team this week. I don't like your team ever. You got Colts D with 0 and then Owen Daniels with 5 yards. So rough week for you, Payne. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't really care to help you either. Congrats, Jordan, getting your season started off the right way, just like you did last year. You didn't win last week. That's last year first round. Whoops. Oh, Mike, good work. So Jordan goes to 1-0, Payne goes to 0-1, and that is our week 1 wrap up on matchups. Let's go to the scoreboard real quick. Let's see who had the most points this week. Oh, that was me. I had the most points by 28. You guys were 23. Cole was 23 point off. Big score. And the person who wins least amount of points and still gets a win, Michael Schneider with 76.8. Oh wait, no. He didn't have the least points. He had to win. Who? Graham. Oh, who would have thought? Graham, 66.8 points. Wow, that's pretty bad. So, most points, Graham, least points. That's week 1. Next week, we'll have point averages. Obviously, can't have it with one fucking week. That doesn't make any sense. And coming up next will be my prediction video.